Let's talk about some of these vets. What do you put Dak Prescott, and what do you think of who was I just thinking about? Derek Carr. Where's Dak Prescott
Um,
and Derek Carr to you?
I think Derek Carr is overrated. Not a bad quarterback. Once again, not a bad quarterback. He's a Tony Romo. He's average, right there in the middle. Dak, I think he's a little bit above average, but not much. But I mean, I don't expect them to win any Super Bowls anytime soon. So, I don't think it's any greatness there. But they're average quarterbacks.
You know what's funny in the NBA and NFL? Greatness is getting old.
Yeah,
Well, it's already older.
yeah,
You talking about Aaron Rodgers and you talking about Tom Brady. They're both on teams that are not doing well right now.
agree.
Um, so we don't know who greatness is 15, 20 years from now. Who are going to be talking about in 2035? Who are we going to look back on and be like, oh, wow, man, that dude was tearing it up? We don't know.
I think Joey. I think we'll talk about Joey. I think we'll talk about Lamar Jackson. I think we'll talk about Josh Allen. Um,
We don't
I'm
know.
not. I don't. You said what?
We don't know.
We don't know. But I see greatness in those quarterbacks.
I can agree with you there. There's something different about it.
Yeah, I see greatness in those quarterbacks. So, but that's all. Like even Justin Herbert, I don't really see greatness in Justin Herbert like that.
Um, Sometimes he looks elite, and
Mhm.
sometimes he makes some throws or makes some decisions. I don't know what it is that he looks just okay. But
Right.
whenever somebody talks about the Chargers, and I've said this over and over again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Their biggest problem is their head coach,
Mm.
and I don't until that guy gets out of there, and we get somebody probably in there. I don't know how. Then I can really start evaluating Herbert. Like
I got you.
so in Jacksonville, they moved everybody out. Right, they got a push broom, moved everybody out the office, and they brought new people in. So now we know who Trevor Lawrence is. I kind of knew last year
Right.
because Urban Meyer was throwing the ball.
Right.
So I kind of knew last year, but for everybody else who's saying, "Oh, well, this guy got a new offensive coordinator," I hope people just put that to bed. That's like there's something to be said about dropping back, reading the defense, and throwing the ball. It doesn't matter who your offensive coordinator is. Now, your offensive coordinator may put you in a position they call a play, and your scrimmage. I mean, your down and distance, your hash, you're on the right or left. Maybe they shouldn't call that play,
Right.
but just being a baller is not your offensive coordinator.
Right.
It's 1975. We knew who Walter Payton was.
Right.
Takes him more years to get it, but I mean, the Bears were horrible, but we still kind of knew who he
Well, it
was.
was right. You
Barry
saw
Sanders
greatness.
ran with the Detroit Lions, bad teams at the bad teams. Herman Moore is his only threat at wide receiver. He's still balling. So if you
Right.
can really get it, Deion Sanders was on an island with the Atlanta Falcons when they were
Mm-hmm.
horrible, shutting it down.
Right.
If you really can get after it, people find out who you are.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just interesting to me when you listen to the hype around certain players, and you know basketball well.
Yeah.
I know football well.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a lot of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
When you just see stuff kind of in the hobby, sometimes you're like, "Where is that coming from? Like,
I
what is
agree.
why
Hey,
is
and I want to say a sleeper too. I think Donovan Mitchell is going to have a tremendous year.
okay?"
I
I
think
believe so
he's a
too, but
sleeper buy.
I think it's going to be at the cost of Garland. I'll
I
tell you
think
what.
Garland's going to have to understand to take a back seat. You have to understand you got to play second fiddle
Does he
when
want to
it
do
comes to,
that?
you
Does he
got
want?
to. If you're trying to win, you got to.
Okay. But I'm telling you, I told people before they brought in Donovan Mitchell for a reason.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
reason, and Garland better get on that train.
Yeah. You ain't got no choice.
Because right now, what is Garland hurt with? Like, what's his injury?
I don't know I forgot what the injury was. I mean, he's out, but I mean, you see the numbers the boy.
Yeah, yeah. But
And
Donovan
see,
Mitchell also, Donovan is notorious for getting in the playoffs and just like falling apart a little bit.
I'm not. No,
He has some better
man.
boys around him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not hitting the shot he needs to hit, losing the ball. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Watch all
But
these games.
he is always. I understand what you're saying. He's definitely had key turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I give you that. But he also has balled out. Being in Utah with nobody, he has balled out.
Well, yeah, Rudy. yeah, Rudy out, man. Do you think Luka Doncic can ever win a championship?
Yes, and we talked about this a little bit. We was in Del Mar. Remember the conversation? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I think he will definitely win a championship. Obviously, he needs help. We're talking about teams being built, compared built for the actual champion playoffs, and I think team that really has no help has gotten to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Now, it really hasn't done too much, but he's definitely gotten to the playoffs and performed. Mm-hmm. But he is somebody that I hope Mark Cuban can get the right pieces around him, and you don't waste his talent and waste his youth, because he's a baller. He's
he's been playing since he was like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, of course.
So his body age might be a little older.
Yeah, but he's still.
And I've been watching games. I don't know if he's playing around, but every other shot attempt, he's on the ground holding his ankle or holding something, or seeming like he's hurt. And man, he could be playing possum.
Yeah, he could be. I don't doubt his body's banged up. He already been playing professional ball for 10 years, technically. But
I just wonder, a guy like that, if he never wins a championship, what does that mean?
Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
You're still great. You just didn't win.
But right now in the hobby though, like we cross over, we start talking hobby. Luka Doncic is like he's representing basketball right now.
I think so.
His cars are hot.
I agree, but I mean the kid is a stud. Like, he is a baller. You know what I mean? He's a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he does. I mean, he has nobody to help him.
None. And they got rid of
like zero. Like, you don't have any help at all, and you still performing. Like, so imagine if he had a Kyrie or a KD, or Klay Thompson, an Ant-Man. You understand what I'm saying? If you had just a little bit of help, give that man a solid big man and see what you do with the pick and roll game. Like, come on, bro.
It's gonna be interesting, Mike.
We'll see. He might have to get traded or leave.
Now, what do you think? What do you think about his how he holds the ball? We just played this clip from KG talking about Harden and the pace of the game. Like, Luka has to speed up what he's doing.
I say this. I get it 110%. The pace of the game, as far as the Warriors, the pace of the game is different. But I think everybody has to play their own speed. Don't get me wrong. Through the course of the game, it's going to go up and down. Sometimes you might just get ran off the court. You understand what I'm saying? But I can never tell anybody the performance and the numbers that Luka puts up. He's doing that at his speed. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it's been effective. So I can't sit here and say that he should speed up what he's doing. Same thing with James Harden. You should speed up what you're doing, because it has worked, but you guys just haven't been on the right teams for it to really, I feel like, blossom the way that it needs to blossom. Like, James almost had it when he was in Houston, but then Chris Paul got hurt. Like, what would have happened if Chris Paul didn't get hurt? It was up in the series. You understand what I'm saying? And playing the same tempo. I think it's more so the team. You need to build the right team, not necessarily a pace. Because do you think the Bucks really run fast-paced basketball? Do you think so? And they won 2 years ago. I don't think the Lakers really run fast-paced basketball, and they won years ago. Understand what I'm saying? Even when LeBron James won 2016 against the Warriors, I don't really think that was fast-paced basketball either, to me. But I could be wrong.
I get your point.